I can't, girl, this is too many syllables for my countrified ass. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Happy May, okay? Happy May Queen, happy May Day, all of that good stuff. I am so excited to talk about all the books that I read in May. Oh wait, I am here to talk about all the books that I read in April. I had a slow reading month, okay? I actually just had a slow month. April was a slow month for me, okay? I took a break, I pumped some brakes, I went on a little vacation. Definitely needed to just reassess everything. Made some new changes, did some new things, and we're back at it, okay? We're back at it again with the videos about what I read in April. Okay, let's see. I read 9 books in April. Not so bad, not so bad. I wanted to do more, but yeah, I read 9 books. It equaled out to over 3,800 pages. Let's look at some stats. Thank you again, Storygraph, as always, for existing. So when we look at moods, okay, we have, was that distracting anybody else? Because that's there now, in case that was distracting you. Don't let it distract you anymore, okay? It's a beautiful bouquet of dead roses now. Okay, so again, thank you, Storygraph, for existing, because let's get into some moods. I read 6 books labeled as emotional, 4 books labeled as dark, and then another 4 labeled as adventurous. And then I have 3 books labeled as tense and 3 books labeled as mysterious. One thing that was interesting, I don't think that I usually share this stat, but I had 4 books, or 44% of the books that I read last month, that were labeled as fast-paced. Like, for me, they were fast-paced books. And usually it's like a pretty like even like 30-30-30 or 33-33-33, you know what I mean? Between like fast-paced, medium-paced, and slow-paced. But this month I had almost 50% at fast-paced, so I was just like kind of flying through these books when I was able to read them. We have 67%, or 6 books, that were between 300 and 500 pages. And then I have 2 books, or 22%, that were over 500 pages. But they were both from the Divergent series, so I don't like we'll count it because they're books and I read them, but like it's not like I read, I don't know, The Secret History again or something, okay? When we look at genres, I have 7 that were YA. Not my favorite genre, but I always end up reading it. I don't know, I have a lot of YA in my TBR, I guess. A lot that I feel like I have to catch up on, I'm not sure. We have 6 romance, and then 3 dystopian and 3 fantasy. Very nice, very cool. Just so you guys, like, if you're not aware, obviously a book can have multiple genres. So like, I read 9 books, but these are like the demographics of where the genres in those 9 books lie, okay? Oh my god, let's talk about ratings, because I rated 0 books 1 star. That is amazing for me. That is very good behavior for me, okay? Very happy to see that. I, however, rated 3 books 2 stars, 4 books 3 stars, and then I had 1 4-star and 1 5-star book. Okay, so let's be honest with each other. This was not a good reading month for me, okay? I was in a lot of slumps, and it's just because I wasn't loving what I was reading. I was just reading something to get through it, or I would start something and just totally not be in love with it. So I kept going back to my tried and true, what I know will always bring me happiness, which are okay, you guys are about to learn a lot about me right now. Dramini fanfiction. Yeah, so I found out how to download that onto my Kindle. Like, I found out how to download completed AO3 fics onto my Kindle. And yeah, when I can't read anything, or when it's late at night and I can't read, I'm reading Dramini. And it's not gonna stop. Like, I have so many more to read, okay? Like, I'm in the middle of Manacled right now. And I simply can't finish it. I simply cannot bring myself to finish it because I'm so terrified of what's gonna happen. I'm almost done with the flashbacks and I don't wanna go back to normal day. Like, I'm very scared, okay? I'm very terrified. I'm also reading Secrets and Masks, which is like good. It's not like the best writing. It's definitely like, I mean, I compare everything to Manacled at this point, but Secrets and Masks is definitely fine. I'm definitely enjoying it. It's a very slow burn, but that's just because it's such a long book, or long fic, so like, it's fine. Enough Dramini talk. Okay, we're talking about everything I read last month. I'm just letting you guys know that I didn't love a lot of what I read, and that's why there's only like 1 4-star and 1 5-star out of this whole thing. something? Let's talk about them. Let's figure it out. Starting with the first book that I finished in April, which if you watched everything I read in March, you know what this is going to be, because I talked about how I started reading this Woven Kingdom series and I didn't finish the third book, which is called All This Twisted Glory. And again, this is by Tahereh Mafi. I didn't finish this book until like April 2nd, and sadly, like, we're getting the 5-star rated book out of the way right at the beginning, and the rest of the book just kind of goes downhill for me, at least. This book is so good. I'm obsessed with the series. There are 3 love interests. What am I supposed to do with that information? I need this book, this series, to be 10 books, because it's just, I need the slow burn to continue. I'm not ready for it to be completed. I'm not ready for any kind of resolution because we've been moving so slowly these first 3 books. I need more slowness. I need more burn because there's just so much going on with these characters, and I'm obsessed. I give it 5 stars. Love this book to death. Okay, the next book that I read was Divergent from the Divergent series, #1 by Veronica Roth. I read this for a series that I did, a cute little series I did on YouTube where I read and watched all of the Divergent books and movies. It was like a reading and watching blog. That'll be linked down below if you want to see it. And I had never read these books before. I had such a hard time with the character. I had a hard time with her motivation, what she wanted in life, what she cared about. I had a hard time with the love interest. Fuck you, Tobias. Fuck you for whatever your freaking name is. I can't stand you and I hate you. And the only character I liked was Peter, who's like the worst. Okay, he's not even the villain. He's just like her bully. Okay, he's her bully and he was my favorite. That shows you how good this book was. Okay, I gave it 2 stars. Up next we have Insurgent, Divergent #2, again by Veronica Roth. Better than the first one because of the ending. She, like, about like 70% of the way through the book, she sacrifices herself to become like an experiment, basically. And Peter has a great redemption in it. Tobias is a fuckwad. Okay, he just gets worse and worse as these books goes on. Oh my god, I can't stand him. I was rooting for an enemies to lovers between Peter and Tris so badly. Like, that's how much I hated Tobias/4 in these books. I wanted a love interest. I wanted an enemies to lovers with the 2 enemies. Like, I was just delusional. I was delusional while reading these books because I just wanted something so much more than what I was being given. I gave it 3 stars because, like I said, I did like it more than the first one, but it was just like, it's still not like a great book. Okay, I didn't love reading it. Okay, and then I went right into Allegiant, Divergent #3, again by Veronica Roth. I loved this ending. Like, when I tell you, I adored this ending. And like, go watch my series to find out what happens. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys here and now. Oh my god, like, it was everything I didn't think would happen. I swear to god, I did not think that the author had the guts to do what she did in this final book. She freaking did it. She did that thing, and I am all for it. She did a great job of ending this book. It like wraps together in a nice little bow, which I don't love, but it just, there's just some sacrifice that happens that is just so powerful and like memorable. Like, I will remember that forever. Like, that's a great way to end a YA dystopian fantasy book. I still give it 2 stars because I probably would have given it 1 star if the ending wasn't so fantastic. I had such trouble reading this book because there are so many damn characters in it. Like, tell me why everyone is named. Every Joe Schmo that walks across the grass in front of Beatrice gets named. And then later on, they will show up for something like super important. And it's like, oh yeah, you remember Jasper, that random guy that we met one day outside? Yeah, he's like saving the world right now. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's not like literally what I'm talking about, but that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like, so many people were introduced in all of these books, and then we were just supposed to remember all these names. I mean, I swear to god, there's more characters in these books than like in the Harry Potter series, which it's just unnecessary. It's just very unnecessary. So yeah, I give it 2 stars because it got on my damn nerves. Tobias never got better. He kept getting worse. Peter has a great redemption, but like, it's sad and it's good, and Beatrice just like, very good ending. Up next, I read Where the Dark Stood Still by A.B. Poranik. I believe is how you say her name. I read this on vacation in Colorado in a cabin with a gorgeous mountainside landscape outside my front door and a hot tub to relax in. It was the vibes. The vibes were so here. And when I started reading this book, I was all for it. I mean, I just was immersed. It was just like the fantasy that I had been waiting for, but I didn't love it, okay? It had me in the first half. It had me in the first half completely. And then by the second half, obviously, it lost the plot for me. I was ready to get it over with. I didn't fall in love with it, sadly. So it's about this girl named Liska who has magic and she is ashamed of it. She's been told that like her magic is just like, she should just like keep it secret and let nobody know about it, and she can't like use her magic because the people in the town think that it's bad and all this stuff. So she goes to the woods and she ends up getting caught by a demon, and his name is the Leslie. And he has like antlers and he's like really cute, and she like falls for him, and he has magic, of course, because he's a demon, and he just like kind of teaches her like how to use her magic and teaches her that like the way that she is perfect enough. Like she doesn't need to change or like hide who she is. It's got good messaging in there. It's good fantasy. There is like house spirits. His house is very magical. She kind of like is able to communicate with the house. The ending was so good. I loved the ending. It's just the last half of it before the ending just lost the plot for me. It just stopped being interesting. I was ready to finish it, you know? The whole book, it's just very like Beauty and the Beast, you know, like they both teach each other how to be better, and it's fine. It's definitely a good book. Like I gave it 3 stars, okay? That's very good book territory. Oh my god. Okay, next I read The Doctor by Nikki Sloan. This is part of her Nashville Neighborhood series, which it's like all of these books in this series are like forbidden romance, okay? The point of this forbidden romance is that it's her boyfriend / ex-boyfriend's dad, okay? Okay, honestly, and the main reason I read it was because I needed a new smut author, because I'd read Katie Robert for months. I was tired of her. I heard that Nikki Sloan was great, and by golly gee, she really is, okay? This is like my new fave. I'm gonna read more of her books for sure, and I want to read more in this forbidden romance series because it worked for me, okay? What can I say? She's like so descriptive, but she's not cringy at all. Like the cringe was nowhere to be found. It was just good. It was hot. I had a great time reading it. Another great thing about it is the book is like so full. It's like a big book in a way. Like I'm not used to smut having much plot, or like the plot is there, but the plot like clearly is not the reason why you're reading it. But for this one, there's just so much description, and not in an overwhelming way. Like it's just, I don't know, it was very well written. I'm so glad that I gave her the chance, because I'm totally gonna read more of her books. I gave it 3 stars. Next, I read The Library of Shadows by Rachel Moore. I'm actually reading this for a video that has not come out yet. I'm very excited about it though. However, this was so forgettable, okay? It was not well written. I didn't dislike any of the characters, but I can't say that I liked any of them either. It's one of those books that's so hard to remember. Like even now I'm racking my brain. What happened in this book? Okay, so she goes to this school that her dad went to, and she has a key that unlocks things. There's ghosts involved. I'm really struggling, you guys. It was not a good book. I gave it 2 stars, and I don't know why I didn't give it 1 star. Like, that's something I'll have to think back on, because why did I give it 2 stars? Was it just because I didn't hate the characters? Whatever. Next, I read Ace of Spades. I'm gonna read her name off because I don't want to say this wrong, okay? This author, her name is Farida Abike-iyimide, okay? Farida Abike-iyimide, okay? Farida is an amazing writer, okay? I had a great time reading this book. Oh my gosh, okay, so it's about these 2 Black kids who go to this high school. It's like, you know, you have to pay to get in. It's a very elite high school. It's like a fast track to Ivy League schools, right? And very weird things are happening to only the 2 Black kids in the school, where there's someone named Aces who's like in everyone's phone, very Pretty Little Liars, very Gossip Girl-esque, and they're like basically spilling these students' secrets, okay? But only the Black kids are being targeted. And we just kind of go about the book trying to figure out who is spreading all this information, where is it coming from, why are they doing it. I won't spoil it or anything because it's like a big mystery and it totally pays off in the end. Guys, it was a great book. I gave it 4 stars, which just like surprised me because for one thing, it's dual POV. I do not like dual POVs. I'm a very one POV kind of person. I'll read them, of course, but they're not my favorite things at all. And this one was so great. It never lost the plot for me at all. I was like actually excited to read this book and to get back into it. Like I said, the mystery is great. The characterization is very good. It has like good messaging in the end, and the end, oh my gosh, the end actually made me tear up because there's something that like gets resolved that you know, they kind of make like a good thing out of a bad situation, and it was just like very powerful. It was very impactful. I will 100% read more from this author because I really enjoyed her work. Okay, and then we're in the final book that I read last month, you guys. This is so short, like 9 books, I don't know. I feel like I read nothing. I feel like I only read books for videos because this next book was for an upcoming video as well. Okay, I read Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. It's not my kind of romance book. It is not my kind of romance book, but I get the hype. Like if you are a romance girly, you like a little tragedy in your romance, this is the one for you, okay? Basically, it's about this girl who is trying to escape a traumatic event that happened like 6 months ago. She goes to like this tiny little coastal town and she meets this guy named Archer who is mute, and she just she's able to converse with him because they both know sign language, and she falls in love with him. And there's a lot of people in town who really ostracize him. They like can't believe that this new girl who's so popular all of a sudden, because she's new of course, is like going after this guy that nobody likes and nobody talks to, and he doesn't talk to them, you know what I mean? So it's like they both like teach each other a lot. One good thing is that it has good side characters, like very well thought out side characters. So like honestly, if you want a good romance that has good conflict, believable characters, great side characters that are fully fleshed out, and a happy ending, this is so for you, okay? Like I get the hype. I know why it's so popular. It's just, it's not for me, guys. It's not my kind of book. And I gave it 3 stars. Okay, so the great thing about ending April is that I am 2 books away from reading 200 books on Goodreads. I have like definitely read more than that in my lifetime, but since I've started keeping track of books again on Goodreads, since when? 2021 maybe, I've read almost 200 books. I'm 2 away, and I'm obviously gonna beat that this month coming in May, and I'm excited to read my 200th book. So yeah, as an overall review of this month, Divergent took up all my time, and I'm not gonna let that happen again, okay? But for this month, what I want to do is just read more of what I want to read, and I have a little challenge coming up. You might see that in the next video. I'm not for sure when that video is coming up, but I will be reading a lot more of what I want to read, okay? I will be mood reading the books that I want to read, and I'm very excited to do that because these are my favorite kind of videos to make, these bookish videos, and I'm excited to report on better books or books that I loved more, because there's nothing better than talking about a book that you loved. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe down below if you would like to, give this video a like if you liked it, and I will absolutely catch you in my next one. Thank you again. Bye.